Hello, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube. My name is Mr. Maxwell, and welcome back to another side quest about video games. But this time it's a very special one. It was the Summer Games Fest.
It was indeed.
It's obviously Exilemagpie beside me. It's been a while.
It has been a while. I mean, mostly because a lot of the news has been pretty negative, and it's tiring.
Well, I don't think it's just that. If I'm honest, I've just been kind of. I've been busy.
Yes,
I have been very busy. So finding time to do this.
Yeah.
is a bit hard. Yeah, we'll get back into some routine if I can.
Hopefully.
So obviously it was a Summer Games Fest. We've also had the State of Play.
Yes.
But before we get onto those, we've got two things that I think we could have a little chat about.
Yeah.
The first thing we have is Bungie stole art.
Yes. We are a little bit late to that party, but it is worthy to call out bullshit when it happens.
Yeah,
and plagiarizing other people's work is, especially for a multi-million-dollar company who was owned by Sony, which is a multi-billion-dollar company. It is literally like, just fucking pay the dude.
Yeah.
How much do you care about your game if you're not willing to actually legitimately pay the money for the people's art?
I think this is the second time as well.
Yes, because I think there was something for
with Destiny.
Destiny with the Final Shape.
Yeah,
I think is it either the Final Shape or the one with the Witch Queen.
Yeah, it was the weird sort of like masked man. Sort of, well,
with the
masked statue with a triangle behind him,
yeah,
all that sort of stuff. Bungie once again has been accused of using the designs of an independent artist without permission, pay, or attribution in a post on X earlier today. This was back 16th of May, so yeah, just under a month ago.
Yeah,
we're a little bit late. But you know, it is what it is. The thing about this is like this all came out like because the beta came out and it didn't do well. Didn't get a lot of positive feedback. Yeah, I can say that right now.
There are good things and there are bad things. The good things is like the gunplay is as usual, as expected.
As you'd expect from Bungie.
Pretty good. The bad negatives is that there's no actual like mechanic or incentive to draw people to the same point to fight, and so it feels very like empty, sort of thing. Which is potentially fixable, but
so you had that, to which this is why I think the Destiny thing came out.
Yeah,
not long after. We had so you ended up they showed off the Edge of Fate, as well as they've revealed the big Star Wars collab that they're doing.
Yes,
which is really cool. Which I think it got everybody back on side. At least the Destiny side, anyway.
Yeah.
Because no one who plays Destiny is going to play Marvin.
No,
it's not going to happen.
I mean, hell, people who play Destiny very rarely play the Destiny multiplayer.
That's very true.
Because it gets literally nothing done to it.
And so it started to look like Bungie were coming back up again. They were doing the right things when it came to the games. I'm not talking about the backroom stuff. I'm just talking about like when it comes to the games. And then this. Yeah. And it's just like, oh, for fuck's sake.
What's even funnier is the guy, the artist that they ripped from, he hid a meme. I think it's a meme, or it's a very famous like 4-panel. I think it's called Loss. Everyone knows what it is, and he hid that in there, and they actually copied that as well.
Oh my god!
Which is like, oh my, just like, again, the question is, if you liked his work so much that you were willing to steal, why? And you are a very, very rich company.
Well, because I don't think it was.
Why the hell do you not just?
If I remember correctly, basically what happened was they didn't. So the art designer brought it up,
Yeah.
right? Brought the art up to be put into the game, and nobody did any backroom checks or
But also like
nobody did any quality assurance or anything like that.
It's still but again, the thing is like because the person that this art is being taken from, the head director follows him on Twitter.
Is it the head director? I thought it was the art director.
The head art director.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, the art director follows him on Twitter. Are you telling me he didn't see that art and go, this looks familiar?
Well, no. Is it not the art director that's actually done it?
No. Right. Okay. So.
Okay,
No.
right, so,
No.
Oh no. Wait. Hold on.
The Bungie claim the person that stole it was someone that was there at the beginning of the process and then left.
Right.
That's what Bungie are claiming. However, as everyone else has pointed out, like a lot of people at the higher echelons of Bungie follow this guy. Or lass. I can't remember if it is actually a lass or lad. Anyway, this person they follow this person, and I'm like, so you follow this person on Twitter. Now I understand you probably follow a lot of people, and therefore it's a sea of stuff. But are you telling me you've not seen any of their art? I mean, how if you're following them, you must have seen some of their art for you to be following them.
Yeah. So the artist, she is followed by
That is awesome.
Joseph Cross, who is the art director of the Marathon franchise.
Yeah.
Again, this is one of those things that like even it could be Bungie could claim that it's somebody else, but like at this moment right now, what it could be is Joseph put it forward, right, claiming it was theirs. And like I said, again, people just haven't done any background check. Or anything
But
like
again,
that.
he is one of the top. He is the art
He's
director,
the art director,
which means that he is, one of the top positions in this whole development.
It doesn't matter. Like your quality team should go through everything.
Do you honestly think they pay for quality teams anymore? That's what betas are for. Do you not know that?
I'm not excusing them. I'm just saying
no.
this is probably how it's happened.
It's potentially what's happened.
Like, it's
but
still...
again, the thing is, is that because it's the art director, you should know. Like, you should know that you shouldn't even be bothering putting it forward if it is him. And if it isn't him, when it was presented to him, he should have literally, if he's followed this person for as long as it shows on the Twitter feed and that. I can't believe that he's looked at it and gone, no, this doesn't look familiar. This looks familiar. How has he not done that? Because it's not even like, oh, this is similar.
Yeah.
Like, there were literal one-to-one rips.
Yeah.
There are one-to-one. It's literally, they are the same image.
Yeah, this is actually the third time they've been accused of this. And actually, this is the third time that it's actually been confirmed that they have done it.
Yeah, which then raises the question.
So the first time was the Nerf gun that was linked with Destiny. That was actually a fan art design.
Yeah.
I want to say it was the Galahorn, but it could be.
No.
It's three guns.
I think it's Ace of Spades.
Ace of Spades.
It was a fan's design.
It was a fan's design of that. There was the fan art of Zevra Wrath. So one of the big characters is before she even got revealed in the game, because we now know what she looks like. Before she even got revealed in the game, they used a fan art.
That's the one with all the different triangles, and they.
Yeah, they used a fan art of that, and no, the one with all the different triangles was there was a bit of fan art. There was it was to do with the witness.
Yeah.
But it's part of a cutscene.
Yeah.
That was basically the 2D cutscenes that they do.
Yeah. It was one of those.
It was one of
those.
those.
Yeah, I know.
And the fan art was
so this is the fourth time.
Yeah.
So the problem now is it brings into question everything that they've done artistically, because this is just what they've been caught with. If they're willing to do that, how much of it is actually their own designs? How much of it has been taken from other people who are just too small, too unknown for people to notice? Because they've only cut it's not one, like, they're even worse than EA, which is saying something. It's like, that's a low bar.
Yeah,
That's an extremely low bar. You're worse than EA in this situation. How is that possible? And it's just like, and Marathon had enough issues as is.
yeah. Marathon had a steep hill to climb already,
Because it's a looter shoot. It's an extraction shooter, which is for all intents and purposes, even though it's a substantial but niche market.
Yeah.
That has already got. It's the Overwatch problem. When all the hero shooters like Concord was coming out, it's like there's already stuff that's already bedded into the extraction shooter community. There's Hunt, there's Tarkov, there's a bunch of other stuff, each with their own leveling success and degree and fan base, and it's like. And as you said, the Destiny community ain't gonna be into this.
Yeah. The Destiny fans aren't playing Marathon. It's not happening.
Not en masse.
They barely play Crucible.
Yeah.
They're not playing Marathon.
They don't want PvP.
Yeah, we like the raids and the dungeons.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's the main driving force for Destiny. So you're gonna have to bring in a new audience. And an audience that is, like
which means you're gonna have to be on the same level. Your game's gonna have to be on the same level as, I would say, at least Hunt
or Tarkov.
It
has to be on that level
to get the numbers that they're gonna want for Marathon.
And the thing is like, and again, it's like the thing is like you're the beta didn't have the similar sort of like. Again, it's not mechanics, but like features that naturally drive people together. For example, Hunt. Everyone knows when someone's fighting one of the demons or one of the monsters that you're there to hunt.
You get the boom.
Yeah, you hear
and it shows up on your map.
Yeah, it shows up on your map, and it's like,
we're gonna have to go to get them before they kill the demon.
Yeah, or we're gonna have to get them before they leave.
Yeah,
and again, when you're leaving. Everyone knows you're leaving. It's a guarantee that everyone knows that you're leaving, so it naturally draws people together. And from what I've seen and read from people who have played the beta, there's nothing really there for Marathon at the moment, which is a worry. And then there's also the way they're going to do the storytelling.
Oh yeah.
Which makes no sense.
Yeah.
It's like this is the freaking Destiny 1 Grimrock cards again.
Yeah.
Except worse.
It's also, when you think about it, because it's going to be a full price game as well. It's not going to be.
Yeah.
And extraction shooters now
are mostly free to play.
You're getting a lot of more free to play.
Yeah, like Dark and Darker is free to play, although that's only for one character. Hunt is free to play.
No, Hunt is not.
Oh, is it not?
But it's cheaper than like most.
Oh, it's not a full price game. Yeah, it's not full price. Yeah,
it's cheaper. It makes its money through its monetization.
Yeah.
But it's not free to play. But you get like, I think you can start off with 4 to 5 characters, and you can get everything if you grind with coins. You don't have to buy things. Like you can get all the guns. You can get it by just playing the game and doing things. I think that's the same with Tarkov. Like, even though they do heavily push you to buy the big
Tarkov is
to which
Tarkov has its own issues.
To which I've never had that problem in Hunt. I've never felt like they're pushing me to buy things. Whenever I've bought something, it's because like I like the game and I want to add.
Yeah, you want to help to continue.
I want to keep it going, and so I've bought something. It's usually like a random skin for a character.
Oh, but also like the skins are usually really, really cool.
Oh yeah, the skins are really cool, and they're cheap. They're like £8. Like compared
to like Fortnite.
Compared to Fortnite and Overwatch and...
Oh god, yeah, Overwatch. Here, you want a skin? Here, give us the price for a full-fledged game.
Right, and also that's another thing. Most likely this is going to have a fucking shop.
Yeah.
And Bungie's prices are not cheap.
No.
Like, you just have to look at the Destiny shop.
There's a reason why hardly anyone touches that thing.
It's fucking expensive.
It is. It is egregious. Like, it's as bad as Fallout 76.
I mean, granted, I will give them credit that they've added in the fact that you can buy stuff with Stardust now. Instead of just... But it's only certain things.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, you can buy everything with Stardust if you grind enough Stardust.
I mean, to be perfectly honest, they needed to add that because everyone was capped on Stardust.
No, that's Glimmer.
Everyone...
Stardust is the stuff that you get from the Battle Pass.
Ah, right, never
It's
mind.
the other currency that you don't buy.
I forget it has more... It doesn't have just the 2 currencies anymore. It has like 3.
Yeah, it's got 3.
Okay, wonderful, thanks. Thanks, Bungie.
But, to be fair, to give them a little... One is money to spend in the vendors.
Mm-hmm.
To upgrade your weapons and all that stuff. Well, that's your Glimmer.
Yeah.
Silver coins are your currency that you buy.
Yeah. With
real money. And your Stardust is stuff that you get from doing the seasonal challenges, and you can use that to spend in Eververse. The problem is, like I said, it's not everything. It's only a select few items.
Yeah, and if I remember correctly, you don't get a lot of Stardust. I mean, like, for example,
I'm getting like, because I've started playing Destiny again to getting ready for Edge of Fate. When I'm doing the seasonal challenges, I'm getting like 500 to 750 Stardust at a time.
Right.
The problem, like I said, is because it's with it being so.
How much is the stuff that you usually
buy? The stuff
buy?
is I just bought a full set armor set, and that was 5,000.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's my point. That's the point I'm making.
If you've got the battle pass, which again is you're still spending money, so I'm not saying you can buy the battle pass. If you've got the battle pass, you'll get Stardust. I think it's every 5 levels, and that's like 500 to 750.
But again, you have to play the game every day almost to get all the way through the battle pass.
Not really.
Yeah.
No.
Anyway, what did I go saying? Bungie. Like I said, I'm going to repeat myself, but the big issue is that it brings everything else into question.
Yeah.
Like, if they're willing to steal art that is literally the very design feel of the game.
You know what I think they're doing? This time, this one's different, but you know what? With the other art that they nicked?
Yeah.
I think they've gone, oh, well, this is our property, so we can just take it.
Yeah.
Like, we own the intellectual rights to it. And it's like, no, that's not how art works.
No, yeah, that is not how art works.
Artwork doesn't work like that.
In that case, if you painted a picture of Buckingham Palace, the Crown would own that picture. Which it doesn't, because you were outside in public property painting the scene.
Exactly. That's what I think's happened with it. And I think, because they've done it before, and they haven't, although they got a little bit of backlash, they didn't have a lot of backlash. Not like they've got this time.
I think the reason why they didn't get a lot of backlash was because it is their IP.
Yeah.
So there was a bit of like, this is not right. Morally, this is not right. Don't do it. But it is your IP. There's nothing. There's not a lot of legality that we can potentially do. This is clearly someone else's own art of a minimalistic, futuristic art style that they've literally just ripped.
Yeah, and put into
the game to make their game look like that. And it's like the very core art direction of this game has stemmed from this, and everything else that comes from it is the fruit from the poison tree, to quote quote. And like I say again, it brings into question not just the art, but everything. Absolutely everything Bungie has done. How much of it is their actual own work? Since clearly the higher ups do not do their due diligence in making sure that what they're using is actually their own shit.
It just sucks. Like,
it does.
It's one of those questions of just like, well, I mean, if you like the artist, why didn't you just like even hire them as a consultant?
Yeah,
companies do that.
Yeah. If you like that person's art, that lass's art, so much that you are willing to steal it, just pay them.
Yeah.
Bring them on as a consultant, or like ask for commission. Basically, go. We want this in our game. We want this game to be this art to be like our art direction in this game. How much would you want for us to commission you to use your art in this game? And if they're like, and again, you're a multi-million-pound company owned by a multi-billion-dollar company, like that. I do not believe this person would have demanded an absolutely unrealistic number for their art.
No,
I don't, because 99.9% of the people will go, fuck yeah, that sounds awesome. Yeah, this is what I usually charge. Obviously, it's a big, massive game, maybe a little bit more. There you go.
No.
But no, they couldn't do that. They couldn't do that. They couldn't do the right thing.
No.
And that's the gaming industry as a whole. They can't do the right thing. They don't trust the fan base because, you know, oh, you might pirate it. Dude, one, do you not know how actually hard it is to pirate a game?
Especially nowadays.
Nowadays, right? And two, if you make games affordable, people won't even think of pirating the fucking game. And to people going, oh, we have but games back in the 80s. Well, if you put in inflation, it's even more expensive. Like, yes, but here's another thing. Gaming back in the 80s wasn't as big as it is now. The potential user and the potential customer base for gaming now is astronomically on a multitude of hundreds, if not thousands, times bigger than it was back then. So you don't need to sell as many copies as that to make as much money to break even than you would have done back then. And also, in regards to the expensiveness of the games, players don't ask Activision to spend $300 million on Call of Duty. We don't ask EA to spend whatever amount they spend on Ultimate Team, because they don't spend any money in the actual game.
True.
We don't ask Square Enix to make like fucking Van Gogh almost levels of fucking graphics. We don't ask. What we want is a good game.
Aye.
That's all we want. We are at the point, and we have been for a few years now, probably the entirety of this generation, where graphically it is now diminishing returns. You are having to spend so much more to make graphics look better than the last generation, and I honestly think it's not worth it. It's a task of futility. But, you know, the AAA game industry, they just, you know, they cannot stop being assholes.
No.
Like, I'm not surprised Company X has done terrible thing. Morally bankrupt thing.
And actually, that's a good segue.
Yep.
To go into the next one, which is Nintendo.
Yay! Nintendo, you were doing so well.
The Switch 2, we talked about the Switch 2.
Yes.
And our last one, I think.
I believe so. Either that or
something.
yeah.
yeah, so the Switch 2 got announced. It showed off a bunch of games. Obviously, we've had it's now released. It came out
Friday.
Yeah, Friday.
June. Thursday. June 5th. Thursday.
Yeah.
It's weird. Like, there are people that are very excited to get it, and it's great for them. But Nintendo haven't exactly coated them in glory.
Yeah,
they've not been great.
We've got there's only Mario Kart.
Mm-hmm.
There's the only game that's not a port.
Yeah.
That's
not great.
That's come to it, which isn't great.
Not a good start. 2, they've upped the price of games to 80, which means everyone else is going to now start selling their games for $80 because, you know, that's the reason.
Yeah.
They don't need a reason to charge. I mean, there are companies that are literally praying that Rockstar sell Grand Theft Auto 6 for $100.
Yeah, I know.
Because then they'll sell their games for $100, and I'm like, no, I wouldn't. Like Grand Theft Auto 6, I already know is going to be one of the best games of the year because Rockstar will not let it be anything but one of the best games of the year. Because it's their entire reputation. If they fuck up Grand Theft Auto, they're done. That's how much. That's how, like, all eggs in one basket they are now. Which, you know, is not a good thing.
No.
But, you know, at the moment, with like their previous releases, we know that they want the game to be good, regardless. And it's like, yeah, it's not. We shouldn't get a Cyberpunk situation. We shouldn't get a Fallout 76 situation where the game is released too early in a poor state with bad optimization and all that sort of stuff. It shouldn't happen. The keyword is shouldn't.
It shouldn't.
But anyway, the thing is that even at $100 or £100, because you know that's what they're gonna fucking do in the UK.
Yes.
There is no way in fucking hell I am paying $100 for a base game, non-collectors, with nothing but the game, which will also come with ridiculous monetization.
And actually, if I remember correctly, most of the games aren't even actually on the thing.
Oh, they're not on the
chip.
Yeah, the cartridge.
Yeah, that's the name. A lot of them are going to be like you have to download them, which means they can just.
Yeah, and of course, rumors have come about that Nintendo can tell if your Switch is being tampered with in any way. And
they can just.
I've not seen actual proof of it.
No.
But a lot of people are saying it is true. So take that with a pinch of salt. But they can literally brick your Switch if it deems that it's been tampered with. To which my thing is, well, the first thing I want to do with anything that doesn't have like an external save thingy is put in the biggest possible memory.
Oh no, you'll be able to do that, but you've got to buy the specific
one. Yeah, I know, and I'm like, oh, here we go, Xbox all over again.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but it's also like, so what happens if it like the communication balks itself at some point? Because you know, because it's not just relying on Nintendo servers and Nintendo communication. It's relying on your Nintendo Switch communicating with your Wi-Fi, which communicates with your hub, which then communicates with the internet at large, which then takes all that information to whatever server Nintendo is, and then goes through all those little bits on the Nintendo's end. And like each single one could potentially fucking fault.
Yeah.
And give a false positive.
Yeah. And we also know how good Nintendo are making servers.
Yeah.
They're not the best.
No.
So sales of the Switch has not been fantastic.
No.
Of what I've read.
Again.
Which, to be fair,
it's
nothing, not surprised. There's nothing to really buy a Switch 2 for.
What do we keep saying? What do we shove in Phil Spencer's face if we could. What would we write in big bold capital letters and post to Phil Spencer if we were that inclined? It is literally games sell consoles. Consoles don't sell themselves.
Yeah, you need a reason to buy the console.
Yeah.
And I don't think Mario Kart is...
Mario Kart on its own is probably not going to be enough. And I've had a lot of people be a little bit mixed on Mario Kart World. Some people are saying, yeah, they really enjoy it, and other people are saying it's literally just Mario Kart 8, but...
Open world.
And I'm like, well... I like Mario Kart. It is fun, but like... Oh, it's also not shipping with like the hardest mode, 200cc.
Yeah,
it's not doing that. That's a DLC later, and I'm like, well, in that case, your game's not finished then. What are you doing? Why are you doing this? Well, it's because it's the only new game that is actually ready for launch.
Yeah,
but it's not ready. But it is. It's in the playable state. Playable state and ready are two separate fucking things.
In fact, there's not a lot for the Switch 2 that I remember that's coming out anyway. That's not a...
Metroid
Prime
4. But that's only because it's been in development hell for so long that they might as well make it for
Bloodlust, I think it's called.
Bloodlust is the Salt from Soft game.
Which is an extraction game.
Yeah, which is an extraction game, which is like...
I'm interested.
Yeah.
Because I want to know how that's going to work.
How that works, but okay. And the rest are literally like either like re-releases with extra add-ons like Mario Party, or just ports from the Switch. So like Legend of Zelda.
Although apparently Violet and Scarlet, granted you still have to pay for the upgrade, but apparently like it actually works the way it's intended to work on the...
Oh my word! Oh, so in other words, it's not a buggy hellscape of...
No, it works almost perfectly. Yeah. It's exactly how it's supposed to be, and it's like because I'm currently going through Scarlet.
Yeah.
And oh my god, the bugs.
And the fact that it doesn't load everything correctly.
No, the amount of pop-up that just happens in that game on the Switch.
Oh, it's like we were singing Nintendo's praises for so long, and it's almost as if they literally went into the bar with all the other AAA gaming developers and went, "Hey, hello there, fellow friend. Here, let me put down my reason why I'm a terrible company."
Yeah.
Oh, just can people like just stop this fucking? We want all our money now. We don't want sustainable growth. We want unrealistic growth. Like, can someone with some fucking brain behind them actually go to these people, these boardrooms, the Phil Spencers, the fucking Gearbox people, the fucking the Sony people, the fucking EA people, Take-Two, just go up to them and go, you guys are literally breaking your own industry. This is unsustainable. This is literally unsustainable, and it will collapse around your fucking ass.
Okay, right. Shall we move on to the stuff that we want to talk about now?
Yes.
Okay, so right, we'll start with the state of play first because that was quick to get through.
Yeah.
Right, number one. This is not in any order, by the way.
That's fine.
This is just what's
the list you've got is not in order. That's fine.
So, they announced new levels for Astrobot, free to play,
which is nice.
Free download,
really cool.
Sorry.
Astrobot is a fun game, and it's really good to see them continually bring out content for it. It's really keeps
with these 5 new planets, we're getting new add-ons to Astrobot.
Yeah.
So you know how like you've got the dog and the monkey. Mm-hmm. There's another group of like add-ons for Astrobot to use. So they're not just like giving you new levels and having you do the same thing.
Yeah, it's
which is pretty cool.
Bringing new full-on new content and new ways to play, which is cool.
They showed off more of Baby Steps.
That is a rage game.
I'm not even going to.
That is a rage game. I can tell you that's a rage game. That is going to, because it's from the same person that did Getting Over It. No, I refuse to play rage games because no.
They played. They showed off the new Bloodstained game.
Yes, it looks like
the
a
Scarlet Engagement. It's not co-op by the looks of things.
Ah.
It's one of those where you can switch between the two characters.
Ah, right, okay. So, but if that's not, it's not Bloodstained 2. I don't think.
No, well, it doesn't say Bloodstained 2.
Yeah.
So.
Well, sometimes like it what is originally announced as one gets a different name.
True.
So
But I don't think it is Bloodstained 2.
Yeah. But it does look good. It like the art style is still clearly like, oh yeah, this is Bloodstained sort of thing. So
Cairn.
I think that's the mountain climbing
which
one.
is the mountain climbing game, which I'm pretty sure was one of those that everybody was going on about it being a
Xbox exclusive.
exclusive.
Yes, that's the right. So from now on, there is no such thing as an Xbox exclusive.
They showed off more Digimon Story.
Yeah.
Time Stranger with the release date of October 3rd. This looks really cool.
It does.
Actually.
I mean, the last few Digimon games have actually looked really cool. So they seem to be going all out on this one, though.
Everybody's Golf Hot Shots, a new Everybody's Golf game.
Yes, everyone loves Everybody's Golf, and it's got Pac-Man in it.
It's got Pac-Man in it.
I think. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's got Pac-Man in it. Woohoo! Now, if you could just bring me back Smash Court Tennis, so I can have Hiachi versus Pac-Man.
Yeah.
In tennis. It was the only tennis game I actually ever liked.
They showed off Final Fantasy Tactics.
Yes.
The Ivalence Chronicles.
Yeah, so it's basically like a not remaster, but you can also play it in its original form as well. So that's a cool feature. That's pretty cool.
It's been optimized and given updated UI, graphical improvements, and a number of other quality of life features. It also has added fully voiced dialogue.
Yeah,
which is cool. That's nice. They did a little tease, another tease of Ghost of Yotei. Look, you don't need to tease me anymore. Like I've pre-ordered the collector's edition. I don't.
Yeah,
it's my one big spend of the year.
Sucker Punch has done enough in its previous games. Ghost of Tsushima.
The
infamous games. Most importantly, Infamous Second Son, a phenomenal PlayStation 3 release game, which I recommend anyone and everyone to play it because was it PlayStation 3 or PlayStation 4? Sorry, PS4. Even better because now you can just load it up on your PS5.
Yeah.
Second Son is phenomenally good. The combat is mwah.
We're getting a specific Ghost of Yotei state of play.
Yeah, which is why there was only a
little bit in July. Hirogami, which is it was like the 2D platformer.
Yeah, it's like 2D-ish platformer, but it's like very art. The style it looks beautiful.
Yeah, it looks good. We got a first look at 007 First Light.
Yeah, as a James Bond fan, I was always interested when they announced this, and the reveal, I'll be honest, I had to take a double check on Bond, but the reason being is that everyone is used to Bond being either like the Sean Connery, Roger Moore, Pierce Brosnan, etc., etc., etc. But they're literally going for a young James Bond. Now, if anyone remembers, there is a young James Bond book series. There's a cartoon series. There's a whole bunch of young James Bond stuff, and he looks more like an in between that and like I would say Pierce Brosnan Bond, and I'm okay with it. It did take a double check, but because of the way they're doing the story, it's like this is his like first realish mission as a 00 agent, but not Casino Royale. So I'm like I say, I've had to take a double take, but I'm not totally against it. It was just like oh wait, that's Bond, and then you think about it, and anyone who actually knows like the actual like official law of Bond and all the different stuff, it's like actually no, I can see it now, so it's not that big of a deal. To me, at least. Other people, I can understand why some people look at him and go, "Why does he look like that?"
Yeah.
I can understand, but because like my reasons, I'm like not that much to put off by it. So yeah, I loved the first person PS2 Bond games.
I did not. Although I'm not a Bond fan.
You're not a Bond fan, so it doesn't matter. It's not aimed at you.
I like the music. I like the music. Usually, the last few movies have been much to the desire, but I like the music of Bond.
Yeah,
but that's
your
traditional
traditional Bond themes.
Yeah.
So like Die Another Day. Not Die Another Day. That's terrible. It's an awful
one.
Living Daylights. Live and Let Die.
Live and Let Die.
A View to a Kill.
View
to a Kill is by far one of the best Bond themes ever. And then, of course, even though it's not really a Bond theme, We Have All the Time in the World.
Oh, We Have All the Time in the World.
Anyway.
Right. We've got Lumine's Arise, which is the Tetris sound.
Tetris puzzle game
thing.
Yeah.
I no idea. I just know it has something to do with music. I don't know much else.
It's you got to make blocks into big blocks, and then you use something to clear them.
Yeah.
It's a very old series now. I think there was a PS1 game, but it's nice to see it coming back, and they're going to do some Tetris VR type shit with it. So
we got the big announcement of the night was Marvel took on Fighting Souls, which is a new Marvel fighting game.
Yeah, Team Fighter.
Yeah,
4v4. Which, what the hell?
Quite literally came out of nowhere.
Capcom?
The weird thing about this was that Sony went to Arc System Works to make this game.
Yeah.
And Marvel were like, yeah, sure. That's the weird part.
Yeah.
Marvel didn't just go, well, no, we won. Marvel were just like, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
What? I was expecting more back and forth.
Yeah, but also, they've already shown off 8 characters. They've already shown off 8 characters. They said they're going to have more. It's not released till next year, so they've got plenty of time to introduce more. They've got the ones that you usually have to have.
You expect.
Spider-Man, Captain America, Iron Man. But they've also got Storm, Ghost Rider,
who looks awesome.
Star-Lord, Doom. Oh my god! Right, the trailer. Go watch it, because Doom, the walk Doom has, is just phenomenal. It is literally I'm just to quote the kids these days. He is aura farming with that walk. It's amazing. I also they've definitely gone for the manga, the Marvel manga style of character designs. Iron Man's suit looks absolutely phenomenal.
Iron Man looks like a Gundam.
He does. He does look like a little Gundam, a human-sized Gundam. But that's fine, because the design is peak. Yeah. It is fantastic. I love it.
It is good.
And so I'm going to definitely.
They did show off that all 8 characters were on the screen at the same time.
Yeah, there was a lot going on at some points. It was ridiculous.
That's going to be a game that when you watch it at Evo, it's going to be all over the place. And you're just going to be like, what the fuck am I looking at?
It is literally going to be explosions ever. Think Marvel vs. Capcom 3, but then times it by about 10. If not 100.
No. It's going to be at the same level that... You remember when Overwatch first came out and it was just fucking bright lights and everything? And you were watching, the esport scene of it, and it was just... You just did not know where to look because everything was moving so fucking fast.
Yeah.
And you were just like, what the fuck is going on? It's going to be that, but fighting style.
Yeah.
Fighting games. This was the one that blew everybody away. I mean, I can understand why.
Yeah.
What does this mean for Marvel vs. Capcom?
I know. I'm like, oh no, I want
because
Marvel.
let's be honest.
Yeah.
It's gonna have to live up to this now.
Yeah.
If this comes out and this is absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
And Marvel vs. Capcom 4 comes out
and it's
not as good as this.
So I think Capcom have learnt their lesson.
I think so.
Because fundamentally, the basic components, like the basic fighting style in that of Infinite wasn't bad. The problem was everything around it. The art style was this uncanny valley middle ground between like old Marvel games and like the newer Street Fighter art style, and it didn't work. The story was absolute dog shite and made no sense.
I would have preferred it if they just didn't have a story.
And it just had so much negativity, and then the very fact that like the people, I mean, granted they probably couldn't say what they really wanted to, but the fact that like you get comments like no one watches X-Men, and
nobody likes the X-Men.
Nobody likes the X-Men anymore. Wolverine, Storm, Cyclops, and everyone else in the mutant community would like to have a word with you.
But no, I'm actually quite excited.
Which also Wolverine wasn't shown, but I'm like, I would be shocked
if he's not in there. Like, Wolverine is literally built as a fighting character. But yeah, that was the big shocker.
The art style looks gorgeous. The backgrounds look amazing. The Arc System are doing the whole thing of like, you can bash people to different parts of different maps, all that sort of transitions and everything, and it's like, oh my god, this is amazing.
So we had more Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater.
It's more of what we know. It's literally like, this is literally a Metal Gear Solid. It's I don't know whether to call it a remaster or a remake, because the very plot is going to be the same.
I think
everything is going to be the same except the actual mechanics of playing the game, because they're going to use a lot that they took from Metal Gear Solid 5.
I think if that's the case, if they are changing mechanics, I think you can call it a remake. I think you can call it a remake if they're actually adding something in other than, we're sprucing it up. Like, if they're actually going to add things in there that are going to...
From what I've from some of the like the developer videos that they've shown, it is looking like they are taking one. I don't want to say it is in the Fox engine, but it kind of looks like it might be, but I could be wrong. But anyway, they're taking like the actual like movement abilities that Venom Snake has in 5. So like more controlling crawling, movement about crawling. You can do a whole bunch of different things.
So I would say then, if that's the case, then I would say remake.
Looking forward to it. It's going to be great.
They announced the Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection, which is all the like 2D
all the 2D games. Fighters. So Mortal Kombat 2, Mortal Kombat 3. I think Mortal Kombat Trilogy is also one of them.
The only thing I'm good about is, I think this is mainly because it's not an arcade game, which is why it's not in there. I want Shaolin Monks, man. Give me Shaolin Monks. So fun. I loved that game.
Such fun. Was it great? Not really. It was a bit basic, but it was fun.
Mint.
It was so fun to play that game.
But if you liked the older Mortal Kombat games,
with the
there you go. You've got them all there. Ninja Gaiden, Ragebound was announced. Who's that by?
That's the 2-dimensional like.
No. I'm saying I know which one. I know one.
It's cool. It's not by Team Ninja, is it? It's
not by. It's by the guys that did Blasphemous.
That's the one. Which is good, because that Blasphemous 1 and 2 are actually really good.
We got a Neo 3 announcement trailer.
Yes.
Which, Neo 2 is, I'd say, arguably one of the best Souls-like games going. Mm-hmm. Which is a game that we need to do.
Yes.
If there wasn't a game that got announced at Summer Games Fest, we would be doing it. It's Neo 3. They did something with PlayStation Plus. I can't remember. It was the Twisted Metal games and Juice X. That's it. And the original Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 3.
Being shown
on the classic range.
Which now, considering the Summer Games Fest, makes sense.
Capcom revealed that it is real. It's not fake. Pragmata was shown off. We had
They
actual gameplay.
They haven't pulled the plug on Pragmata of the game with the little girl that must be protected.
Yes.
She's clearly not human, but we don't care. She must be protected.
They showed gameplay.
Yeah.
They showed random things that the little girl could do.
Yeah.
Like, it was like...
It's almost like they had all this stuff like, look, we know it's real. Look, here's proof. We finally got given the green light to show you this.
It's real. But yeah, it looks cool. I'm going to be keeping my eye on it because it's Capcom, and I think Capcom are probably my favorite studio now. It's between them and Atlas.
Yeah.
Between their games. Anyway, moving on. Project Defiant, which is the Sony made fighting stick. Which now makes sense because
the Marvel
game is a Sony exclusive.
Yeah.
It is also coming to Steam on release.
It's going to PlayStation and a PC.
Yeah.
But obviously they're going to do the same as what with the pads and that. You can actually use the Sony pads on PC.
Yeah.
Which I find is always really nice. I just can't be asked downloading the stuff to get my PlayStation pads working on
the PC.
The PC, so I don't bother.
Then we got we've got the weirdest announcement.
Romeo is a dead man
Of the thing, and then when you find out who actually made the game, it all makes sense.
Now
it is a new Suda51 game.
Yes, new Suda51. It involves a guy that is dead and being turned into something else and is a bounty hunter now, and it's very Suda51.
Romeo Stargazer is a man stuck between life and death who chases space-time's most wanted fugitives as FBI Special Agent Deadman. The newly revealed action title, created by Grasshopper manufacturer, launches on PlayStation 5 next year and sees you use guns, swords, and even enemies' own powers against them to battle evil hordes. Yeah, and then basically that trailer came up and then Suda showed up.
And
That makes sense.
Now it makes sense.
Never, like, his games are never, like, absolutely groundbreaking, and they're always
just insane.
Fucking insane. And it's just like, please never change.
Yeah.
Please never change. We got a reveal for Sea of Remnants.
Yes, that looks quite interesting. It's a pirate game, to which some people will roll their eyes, but the art style is very, very
it's very good. The art style is very good.
The characters are all puppets.
I couldn't...
Like, they're all wooden puppet styles.
Yeah, but I couldn't...
Yeah, I couldn't tell if it was an RPG or an action adventure.
Yeah.
It may be both. I don't know. We'll have to see more to get it. But art style wise, it looks really good. It looks really good.
We got a release date for Silent Hill F.
Yes,
I'm very happy about that. It's September 25th.
Yeah.
It looks awesome. A lot of body horror in this one, like a lot more than usual.
I mean, so if you think about it, though, it makes sense for this to be more body horror than the previous Silent Hill games, because the way I don't want to call it Silent Hill, but the way the whatever it is called, it takes a person's fears and guilt and everything else, and it turns it into the monsters that they fight.
Yeah.
So the very fact that this is set now in Japan, with all the monstrosities that their myths and things have, true. It makes more sense for this to be even more horrifying.
September 25th, so I know what I'm doing this Halloween.
Yeah.
That'll be good. We have Sword of the Sea, which is the new game by the guys that made Journey and...
Yes, and it looked very
it was on Day of the Devs as well after the Summer Games Fest, and it's very extreme sports.
Yeah, because you can use what looks like a sword, but you're using
it like a snowboard.
Like a snowboard in the sand.
Yeah, it looks like a very artistic style SSX.
Yeah.
We got a reveal of a Thief VR game, Legacy of Shadows.
It is. There was actually quite a few VR games shown, which is nice. It is good, even though like the PlayStation VR 2 is not super popular. I like the fact that they're still developing for it because in one sense it may not work out for this generation of consoles, and maybe even not the next generation of consoles, but eventually it will pay off because all these developers will have learned these tools and skills to make these VR games as best they can.
We got Tides of Tomorrow as well.
So the concept of Tides of Tomorrow is you are following another player. There is another player's ghost that you are following, and then you try and either improve or do something better or do something different to what that person did, and then your player will become a ghost to someone else, which is a very, very cool concept. Also, the art style is very Brink.
Yeah, it is,
which is weird. It, I'm like, when I first saw it, I was like, wait, they're doing a Brink too? Apparently not, but still, that is really curious. I'm curious on how that will all work.
Yeah. Oh no, I think it was a good state of play.
Yeah, it was.
I think it gave us enough.
It wasn't absolutely amazing. And again, I think that's down to.
I don't think there was anything there that I would go, oh yeah.
There was no like major apart from the Marvel fighting game.
Yeah.
There wasn't really any major, massive, oh my god, announcements.
Which I'm not really that bothered about if there is or is not.
And we've said for the past few Xbox Lives and the PlayStation State of Play.
Expectations are a bit too high for
which again, we don't. It is partially to blame on Sony and Xbox because they set up the expectation by so many massive reveals previously.
Also, they let rumours just fly all the time. I know they want the rumours because then people will watch the thing, but if there's a rumour of there's been so many over the last I want to say year of a Bloodborne 2 or something to do with Bloodborne getting announced.
It's almost the level of Half-Life 3.
Yeah, and it's you can nip that in the bud.
Yeah. It's I'll be honest.
If you haven't got it, don't say.
I go into every single presentation which has a Capcom presence going, please give me Dino Crisis.
I know.
Please give me Dino Crisis remake.
Give me the Dino Crisis. Give
me
Dino Crisis.
Dino Crisis or Code Veronica. One of the two, please, because one after playing Dino Crisis for a little bit, it's this game really does need a remaster. It really does need a remake. It needs a Resident Evil 2 level.
Capcom, right? You've already made dinosaurs in the RE engine, right? You've done a Resident Evil.
You've made a lot of dinosaurs in
the you've done all the new. You did Resident Evil 2, which is basically the same size as Dino Crisis, so you can do it. Yeah. It's there. It's not.
But,
it's not.
But also you don't realise how much Dino Crisis the dinos are not in it. There's a lot. It's more puzzle game with dinosaurs than an actual survival horror. And I'm you know what? They really need to remake Dino Crisis because it deserves it. And then of course the other one is Code Veronica. The game. Code Veronica is now the left out child.
Yes,
it's the abandoned child. Take Code Veronica, shove it in the. Do what you did to Resident Evil 2 to that, please. Please, it deserves it. Also,
Outbreak. Please give me Outbreak. Anyway, right. Like I said, it was a good. It was a good state of play.
Nothing apart from the very last one. Nothing of oh my god.
Yeah. For me, there really
there was a few holy shit for fans of that game or series. There's a few, but
for me there wasn't anything that I was I want that.
It was still good.
Yeah.
I would still say it was good. It just wasn't holy shit. There was no. Armored Core 6 moment. There was no Cyberpunk Keanu Reeves reveal moment, which is
fine.
Fine, because I think we really need to get away from not maybe like hoping for that sort of thing to happen, but more like expecting that thing. It's like it's all well and good to like go, oh, I really wish Dino Crisis was remade, and I hope please announce that, Capcom. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that, and replace Dino Crisis with your favorite game here. But when it's like, oh, they have to show off Bloodborne 2. Yeah. They have to show off X, Y, and Z. I think we need to get away from that. It's like, hope, fine, but don't always expect. And if you do that, we won't be as disappointed.
Right, shall we move on to the Games Fest?
Yes.
Which was, you know what I'm going to say this year?
Yeah.
This year, Games Fest was decent.
Yeah, it was okay.
I think it was decent.
Again, like I said, there wasn't, apart from the last reveal, wasn't anything mind blowing. But
there wasn't anything mind blowing. There was some shocks for at least me, because these were. We'll get into it, but like these were things that I just was not expecting at any point. First, actually, go straight into that. Mortal Shell 2 was the first announcement.
Yes.
Like I was not expecting that, because like, look, Mortal Shell 1 was good, but like.
I didn't think it had done well enough for them to greenlight a sequel. Yeah. Obviously, I think it's because they made a big deal out of the independent developers.
Oh yeah, they kept going on about how many fucking developers,
how small the team was.
I'm just like, yeah, okay, we get it. They're small teams. Just move on.
But Mortal Shell 2,
which at first we were like, is this? It looks like Doom Souls.
Yes.
Like it generally looks like it's Dark Souls like gameplay, but like you're just gonna destroy everything.
Yeah, you are the monster, not
them.
There was a very metal soundtrack to it as well.
Oh
it was
yes.
Yeah.
What's the most metal thing we can do?
Yeah, the only way you could get it more metal is if you had Mick Gordon do it. Yeah. Which I don't think it is Mick Gordon, but again, it's one of these. If someone told me Mick Gordon was behind the music to Mortal Shell 2, I'd be like, that makes sense.
It's definitely also like it is definitely like a huge step up from the first one.
Yes, it's a bit like who's the one that made the sequel's only just recently come out. It's the medieval one.
Oh, Kingdom Come.
Kingdom Come.
Yeah.
They were over ambitious in the first one, couldn't put everything they wanted, but they took what they learned in that one and put it into the sequel.
Yeah.
And I think the same they've done with Mortal Shell. It looks fantastic. It looks brutal as hell. And
you get shotguns in this one.
Yeah, you get shotguns and repeating crossbows.
Yeah, like
I'm like, yeah, you've decided to just turn everything up to 15, haven't you?
After that, there was a exclusive, basically, clip from Death Stranding 2.
Yeah.
I did not watch this.
Yeah,
we're not really going to talk about this.
Nope.
I left the room.
It introduces 2 new characters. That's all you need to know.
Yeah. The announcement after that was Medieval Chronicles, or Chronicles Medieval.
Yes.
Which looks really cool.
This looks really cool. This is definitely a what's it called? The type of game, where like
basically you can like decide what you're going to be, either a knight, a king, a peasant, how you live, like a slice of life. Or
it's basically you can choose how you're like you can go and do whatever you want. You can become a soldier.
Yeah.
In the king's army, you can become a general. You can become a knight. You can if you want, you can just be a farmer, a merchant, a diplomat. Like it is literally like, look, this is your character. Go make your story in this world, which is really cool. I just wonder. It's clearly medieval Europe. The stuff I'm seeing in like the regalia and the flags and that, I'm like, this is very 100 Years War coding.
I am gonna keep an eye on it because obviously they didn't really show a lot. They just showed a guy on a horse marching through soldiers, which is fine. It's a reveal trailer, so I'm not expecting a lot.
I mean, the battlefield they showed was like, holy shit! There's like 2,000 dudes down there.
Yeah. So I am gonna keep an eye on it.
Yeah.
Because it might be good. No idea. Anyway, shall we move on?
Yeah.
We had the Sonic Racing Crossworlds show off, where they showed off some more characters that are going to be in the game.
Well, first things first. We have Ichiban from
Like a Dragon.
Sega. That's not surprised.
Yeah.
I think they had Kiryu in one of the previous ones.
Yeah, they did.
So that's fine. I just hope they have Football Manager, just a random dude in a suit in a car that's shaped like a ball going around. I want that. That's just pinnacle gaming karting.
Yeah.
But we had some shock announcements, and these announcements, especially one of them, literally is the W.
Yeah, pretty much. They had Joker from
Persona 4. Now, some people will be going...
Persona 5.
Persona 5, sorry. Yeah. Now, some people will be going, oh, that's the W. No. No, it is not. They also have Steve from Minecraft. And a Minecraft track.
Yeah.
Which looks actually pretty cool. And some of you may be saying, if you haven't seen the announcement, will be going... Hey, okay, so that's the W, because, Minecraft's pretty big now. The Minecraft movie, despite being not a great movie, has done gangbusters, because it's just fun, dumb shit. Sometimes movies have to, you need those fun, dumb shit movies, because people just want to go and watch and have fun.
Yeah.
Anyway, no. The W is simple. It's Hatsune Miku.
Yeah. Like Hatsune Miku's in a car racing game now.
Yeah. That's the W. Every single Hatsune Miku fan is probably going to buy this game now.
Yes. Which means you're just going to have a sea of Hatsune Mikus.
That's fine. That's fine. This is the thing, right? This is the thing. It is the epitome of kart racing games to have 20 Hatsune Mikus racing around the track of Minecraft.
Yeah, true.
Nothing is better. That is just peak. That is peak kart racing. So yeah, that I'm looking for. I probably will get it. I do enjoy my kart races, and since Sony are assholes and will not give me Mod Nation on the PlayStation 5, I just have to put up with Nintendo and Sega. So fine.
Yeah, pretty much.
Fine.
The other shock one for me after this was Code Vein 2.
Yes!
I was not expecting that.
I mean, we were talking about it and we were watching it. It was like, that's Code Vein. That's the mask and the claw and the, dragging the fucking blood from the enemy. But it's like the enemies look really different. But it's also the style but it's still anime. Is it Code Vein? I don't know. Is it? And then the title came out.
Yeah.
I was like, holy shit! It is Code Vein 2. Holy moly! It's real.
Which is going to be our co-op.
Yes.
Straight. We're going to do Code Vein 1.
Yes.
And get through that. I can't. I'm still in. I'm just like there's a Code Vein 2 coming. Like what the fuck? I'm actually more surprised because it was Code Vein 2 announced by Bandai Namco and not a new Tales game, because it's been a while since Tales of Arise came out.
True.
We haven't had a new Tales game.
Yeah. So after that, I believe it was the End of
Abyss.
End of Abyss, which is it's like
a
isometric
like
horror action adventure.
Yeah. What's the game? What's the type where it's like two sticks?
Yeah, isometric shooter.
Yeah. It looked weird.
It did,
but in a good way.
But it's very it's clearly a horror game. Very I
was getting like Darkwood vibes.
Yeah, that I think that's the tone is very Darkwood.
Yeah,
so,
it's just like a 3D Darkwood.
Yeah, which I hope it does well.
It's actually from developers who worked at Tezia Studios, who are the makers of Little Nightmare.
Yeah, well, it's the style.
Yeah,
the style of the like character design and the overall. Not feel, but the overall look of the game. You can tell there's like a little Nightmares type influence in it.
Yeah,
like,
we got after that we got the Game of Thrones strategy game.
War for Westeros.
There was no gameplay.
Nope.
There was just a CGI of Jon Snow fighting the.
It's apparently a real-time strategy game. So I'm like, okay, it's a real-time strategy. You've got my interest because of that.
I was interested at first when they were talking about it, and then
they showed no gameplay.
And then they showed Game of Thrones, and then I was out because I do not like Game of Thrones.
You first said Lord of the Rings.
I was like Lord of the Rings because they were one of the most iconic fantasy franchises. I was like, oh, what is this like Total War Lord of the Rings?
That'd be amazing.
And then I saw Jon Snow, and I was like, oh, fuck this shit. I don't like Game of Thrones. I don't understand why people like it so much. It is honestly a show and a book series just full of dickheads. Yes. That's it.
But also, the show has one of the worst endings ever, and the books are not done yet, and probably will never get done because George R. Martin.
Yes. Another shock announcement, which I was not expecting.
I wasn't either until I didn't think I was confused as hell.
We were
what
like,
the hell this
we were
is.
Like, but Atomic Heart 2 was announced, and we were like, that's very Atomic Heart like art style. Though.
Yeah, the bubble car. Well, as soon as that showed up, I was like, that's Atomic Heart style.
Yeah.
And then they showed the robot lady.
Then they showed the robot lady.
And I was like, yeah, that's Atomic.
Yeah,
that's
Atomic Heart. This time they're gold.
Yeah, this time they're gold. It was weird because, like, I know there was some freaky things in Atomic Heart, like the fridge that wants to
get with you.
Yeah, but it seems to have gone all in on that sort of that sort of feel.
Yeah,
and it's like, I mean, if you're gonna do it, there in Atomic Heart 1, but it wasn't like the only thing. It was like it was part of it, but it was like more like everything is going insane.
The weird thing about Atomic Heart 2 was that it looked much more like an open world,
massively
like Far Cry,
yeah, massively open world instead of like Atomic Heart.
Instead of like it's Bioshocky type.
Yeah. It's got open areas, but they link to each other. Sort of thing.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not. I think with the weirdness, I think to be fair, if you're gonna go all in, because that's what it looks like they've done. It looks like they're going all in on the weirdness, and that's fine. You know what? If you're gonna do it, you might as well do it. They also announced the Cube, which is an MMORPG shooter set in the Atomic universe.
Yes. On
a massive levitating cube, where the edges are constantly rotating to create unique gameplay combinations that are ever evolving.
That's gonna again be weird, but for different reasons.
Yeah. So I'm quite interested in the cube and see what that's like.
Yeah.
We got more gameplay of Onimusha Way of the Sword.
Yeah. Before that, there was a more character revealed for Cosmic Invasion, the Marvel game.
Ah, yes.
Rocket Raccoon and She-Hulk. She-Hulk looks fantastic. The art style looks great as well, by the way. But like, oh my god, sensational She-Hulk! She does look sensational. It's great. It's awesome.
Yeah, we got gameplay and stuff for Onimusha Way of the Sword, which is out next year.
Mm-hmm.
They showed off cutscenes. They showed off like
they've shown the antagonist, what we think will be the antagonist for the game. And he is also
a clan from the Ogre clan.
Yeah,
because only Ogre clan members can have the
gauntlet. He has the gauntlet that absorbs it. Except his is purple, so clearly evil.
Yes. Another weird game. But a fun one.
A weird game, but looks absolutely amazing. If this is what the final game looks like, it is going to be a phenomenal.
Yeah, I could not tell if it was gameplay or
live action.
Just a live action trailer.
So, felt that boxing. It is literally if you made a Muppets game out of the Muppets, as in actual video footage.
Yeah, and put
in a
punch
boxing,
out.
in a punch out style boxing game.
Yeah.
Yeah, just let that sink in.
It was the weird. Considering all the weird things we saw, that was the weirdest thing.
Yeah.
But I actually want to play it. Like, it just looks so.
It looks so fun. I will want to see it actually, like, the game up and running fully. Like, actually see a round of fight of a boxing match in that game to see what it looks like. Because my brain just cannot compute that it's like, yeah, this is actual graphics. This is not just film footage of a Muppet boxing.
Yeah.
So I will need to see that in motion and a full round.
Yeah.
But it looks phenomenal.
But if it looks honestly,
it looks phenomenal, and it is what you would expect of if Muppets did Rocky.
Yeah. I would. You know what? If I was Disney.
Oh God.
We're making Rocky.
Yeah, we're making Rocky.
But with Muppets.
So with Muppets. Okay, so who's going to be Rocky? Well, that's easy. Gonzo.
Who's going to be Rocky? Well, Kermit.
Usually you would be Kermit. But I think Gonzo.
Gonzo should be Rocky.
Because Kermit would be... Because you only do the first one. You don't do 2, 3, 4.
Oh, no.
You have Kermit as the trainer.
Yeah. Yeah. But who's going to be Adrian?
The chicken.
Oh, God, no.
Right, so the problem is that you can't have Miss Piggy as Adrian.
Yeah.
You can't really
I know.
You can't really have Miss Piggy, the femme fatale punch everyone in the face because, no one messes with her, Miss Piggy, and have her as Adrian. Adrian is not a strong is not the right word, but you understand the type of character.
I know, yeah.
Anyway.
Moving on. We got Killer In.
Right. So, this is clearly like a take on the Among Us / social deduction type game. Except it's much more violent. From the premise that they explained in the trailer, there are 2 groups. One are lambs, and the other are wolves. I would imagine there were more lambs than wolves, otherwise this would be a very unfair game. And the basic task is the lambs have to either find out who all the wolves are, or escape
the inn. Yeah.
While the wolves are basically, they need to kill all the lambs.
Yeah.
But so the couple of things that they say, that concept that they've introduced is, if you are a wolf and you kill a lamb, you will leave a clue as to who you are. So either be a piece of your clothing so that people will know you're wearing a red jacket, or some hair, so it's like someone with blonde hair, etc., etc. Which is a cool concept. My issue is like, because there are guns.
Yeah.
And as from what they've shown, very chaotic. I do not know how this is going to work.
Yeah, if you're a lamb, how are you supposed to solve the things if you're too busy getting shot?
Yeah.
It looks...
And it's also like, did they say 20 people?
24.
24 people in a single run, or whatever they want to call it.
I mean, I suppose if the teams are like, I don't know, like 18 versus 6...
Yeah.
Something like that.
Or 16 versus 4. No, 20 versus 4.
Yeah, something like that.
That's possible. It also depends on how big the maps are.
Yeah.
Because if they're like the size of a Among Us map, then that is chaos no matter what.
Yeah.
But if they are bigger, so say a Hitman level.
Yeah.
If they're that big,
I would think they're going to be around about that big, personally.
That may be enough space for everyone to like not bump into everyone all the time, but still be small enough that you will be bumping into people all the time. Just not like at every second be surrounded by 5 people. I think
it's one of those.
It's interesting, but I think I need to see more.
Yeah.
To really figure out if it's going to work.
After that, we got a Arc Raiders release date.
Yeah, it's another sci-fi extraction shooter.
This is another game that's going into the extraction shooter again. This is one of those games that I just keep forgetting about.
Yeah.
It gets shown off everywhere, and I just forget about it. I see the picture of it, no matter, or I see it advertised on Twitch, or I see something else.
And you're, what the hell is that game?
It's that game. And then I instantly forget.
Yeah. I mean, in your defense, you've never been... Hunt is a rarity in that the fact that you're not really that fond of that type of gameplay, and yet Hunt has got you hooked on it.
I think the thing with Hunt is, it's just the fact that, I have the same amount of chance as the guy that's on the other side of the ridge of killing me that I have of killing him.
Yeah.
Almost every weapon can one-shot you.
Yeah.
And I think that's what I like about Hunt, is that it doesn't really matter.
The odds are always even.
Yeah, it doesn't. The only thing that's gonna that's gonna equal, make him have better odds than me is if he's better than me.
Yeah.
That's really about it. It's much more skill when it comes to shooting.
Unlike the stuff like Tarkov or Call of Duty, where it's like, oh, my loadout, because I spent this money, I have this...
Or I've grinded this game for 900 hours, so
I have a sniper rifle.
I've got the best scopes.
I have the sniper rifle that can kill you when you're a dot on my screen.
Yeah.
While you don't even know I'm here.
Yeah, it's... But with Hunt, it's yes, there are weapons with scopes on, but they're not very good. You know?
Yeah.
So, yeah. But with Arc Riders, I don't know what it is. It's just even with... Because, even with Tarkov, I know what Tarkov is. Even though I don't play it. Arc Riders has just always been, I don't know.
There's nothing in it that stands out.
Yeah.
Maybe. I also think the art style, even though they don't look as stupid, the characters, as Concord, it's a similar...
with it being very realistic.
It's similar-ish 60s sci-fi style, which won't help.
They announced that Chrono Odyssey has Steam playtest starting on June, and they showed off the Wuthering Waves Update 2.4 that launches on June 12th. Mio Memories in Orbit. Is there anything I've missed before we get to that?
No.
Okay. So, they showed off Mio Memories in Orbit, which is a Metroidvania.
Yeah, it's a very Metroidvania.
Had a very, basically, Hollow Knight, but bright sort of vibe going on.
Yeah.
Also, but with a lot more traps.
Yes.
There seemed to be a lot of spinning, spiky stuff.
Yeah.
Out of Words was also announced. This looked absolutely fucking beautiful.
It is a
stop motion.
Has a stop motion style of gameplay. The motion as well. And again, I'm going to bring... What was that game that was Microsoft, the last one? South of Midnight.
Yeah.
Unlike that, where it... And again, I don't know if this is true or not. It's just the way the game looks. The frame rate is, even though you can tell the frame rates.
I think we were saying that that might have just been the the beta test.
Possibly, but again, it wasn't like.
Because I have watched people play the game.
Oh, and is it?
And I haven't seen any drops.
The stop motion is
even in the cutscenes, I've not seen any sort of drop.
That's good. It might actually look better. I haven't actually watched anyone play it. So, but anyway, it looks like a very cozy game, a very charming game.
It's definitely like It Takes Two and Split Fiction. It's very like that, but I'd say a lot more cozier.
Yeah. This is the one that had the gravity mechanic, didn't it? Which I'm looking at and going, yeah, my brain's not going to be able to work that one out.
Yeah. Yeah. We got a brand new Lego game coming called Lego Voyages. Which, again, it's a 2-player co-op adventure game. A lot of
2-player co-ops. Yeah.
2-player co-ops coming out.
That list has actually missed one, but I'm just going to hold on in case...
In case it comes up.
Yeah. Because there was one also missed, but I think it's the next one on that list.
Alright.
No, it isn't.
Okay, yeah,
Mouse PI.
Oh, yeah.
Mouse PI has not been on the list yet.
Oh, why was that not here?
It followed.
Come on,
End of
PC
the Bits.
Gamer. Do you? Yeah. Mouse PI.
Mouse PI looks amazing.
Um,
And I'm looking forward to more games coming out with this early Steamboat Willie Mickey Mouse style.
Yeah.
Because it looks fun.
I'm looking forward to that. I'm gonna be streaming that when it comes out, I think. We got Nicktoons and the Dice of Destiny.
Mm-hmm.
A kind of scrolling beat 'em up.
There was actually quite a few of those like isometric scrolling beat 'em ups,
yeah,
as well. Which this one is Nicktoons style. So there was.
They showed us
SpongeBob. No one else. I think we're going to get the usual characters from the Nicktoons.
If this gives me characters from Rocko's Modern Life, Are Real Monsters.
Yeah.
Not Rugrats, because that'd be weird. Having tiny children.
Oh, you could have
Riptar. Yeah, that's true.
You could have Riptar.
You could get Riptar. But yeah, if it gives me like characters from the old cartoons,
my worry is it's not going to be.
I would buy that.
Yeah, my worry is not going to be the old cartoons, the more modern ones.
Yeah. They revealed the Shadow Drop of Liza P.
Yeah, the DLC,
which dropped
that night
and was available. Liza P is fantastic. Everybody should play Liza P.
Yeah.
If you're a Souls fan, play Liza P.
It is the best Souls like game that is not done by FromSoft.
See, for me, I would still say Neo 2 is the best Souls like game.
Yeah.
But I do get why people say Liza P is that. We got Fractured Blooms.
Yeah, which was introduced as a game of mix between Doki Doki Literature Club and Meet Silent Hill. And I'm like,
those are two things that I don't want to hear.
No.
If I'm honest, I don't want to hear that. That's not a thing.
It is definitely a psychological horror game and potentially a walking sim. There wasn't really much you were doing apart from going from place to place. But, you know, if the horror's done correctly, no one will really bother about that.
Yeah. They announced Jurassic World Evolution 3, which is out on October 21st.
Mm-hmm.
Which is cool. I do.
Another game, by the way.
I do. Oh, have we?
There's two games that it's.
Well, I'll tell you what. We'll stop there and we'll do those.
The game that they showed before Lego Voyages was Mafia: The Old Country, which I'm like, wait, that has to be on the list somewhere. That has to be on the list somewhere. Why have you missed this out? This is like Mafia: The Old Country is looking really good. We'll get back to it. If it's there, we'll just pass over. But like PC games,
I would rather do it the way that we've always done it. Abyss. Yeah, no, it's not there.
No. It was more of a story. Like, I think it was doing the prologue / introduction story parts of like how your character becomes a member of the mafia, like, and introducing some of the starting characters. Probably the last that you're going to be really wanting to be with.
Turkish.
She does. It also I don't know whether or not they've actually stated when exactly this is set, but this gives me very much post World War One, pre World War Two, like beginning of Mussolini, like setting in Sicily. To which, if you know your history, Mussolini, he's a totalitarian dictator, and he does not like the mafia, and he goes hard against them. And so that's the reason why
a lot of the mafia moved
to America. So that's where the mafia in America, that's where they originate from, the Sicilian families that fled from Mussolini.
What's the other one?
But yeah, the storyline, it's looking really cool, good.
Yeah.
It's definitely an origins of a sort. 7 Deadly Sins, which looks like a gacha game.
No, it is a gacha game.
It is a gacha.
I'm not really fussed out with that wasn't there.
So following Jurassic World Evolution 3 looks more. It's more Jurassic Park Evolution.
Jeff Goldblum is back.
Yes.
As the narrator again.
Yes.
So
it's gonna be good.
I
enjoyed Jurassic Park World.
After that, we had Mina the Hollower.
Yes, from the people that gave us Shovel Knight, and this is a very Zelda, old school Zelda feel.
Yeah, a Game Boy Zelda game.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Or NES.
And the demo's out,
yeah.
and it's got a release date of it's not here.
I think it's like early next year.
Yeah,
I think ? We didn't actually write it down because.
Yeah, it's fine. They showed off Deadpool VR.
Yes, they did show Deadpool VR.
I do not care.
It's VR. It was quite funny that Jeff read out replace the Silk Song trailer with mine.
Yes.
And there's no Silk Song trailer.
I know.
And I'm like, oh, you didn't have to do those fans dirty like that.
No,
there was no need. I mean, it is a very Wade Wilson thing to do.
True.
He would do that. But still, you didn't have to do that to them.
We got more Dying Light the Beast.
Yes.
After that,
a release date.
Absolutely happy because that's August 22nd.
Yep.
So August, September, and October
are coming for our wallets.
I am really happy. Like, I'm going to be good.
Yes. Your wallet isn't.
My wallet is not.
No.
So August, at the end of August 22nd, we've got. This is what I'm did it. We've got
Dying Light the Beast.
Dying Light the Beast.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Then in September, what was that in September?
I think it was.
September?
I think
we literally just talked about it. Because this month we've got Death Stranding 2.
I think Mouse PI.
It might be Mouse PI.
Mouse PI. I have Sonic Racing Crossworlds as well. Is in a similar sort of.
It's all right. Oh, here we are. Wait. Oh no.
Death Stranding as well.
Yes. All right. So we had some Blade and Soul announcements.
Yes.
As well, which nothing. A Crystal of Atlan One Punch Man crossover was announced. Yeah. I'm not bothered about that. I've got Crystal Atlan. I just haven't actually played it yet.
Yeah.
Right. So after Dying Light.
Dying Light was mixtape.
Yes. I do not care. I'm gonna be straight up and honest.
It's another one of those with the stop motion style.
I feel like this is going to be like the what's the Records of something?
Yeah.
Where the soundtrack to the game is better than the actual game.
Yeah. The problem is that no one's ever going to be able to stream or record this because, by God, you've gone for all the licenses.
They've got all the licenses.
It is very a 90s teen coming of age.
Yeah, pretty much.
Type story,
yeah,
which is fine. I'm convinced that there are people that will like that game.
Yeah.
And
to be fair, like, I like the fact that people are making these type of games.
Yeah,
these very cozy sort of like just
coming of age
sort of games.
Teen drama.
Yeah.
Games.
I like the fact that people are making these games because it's something different. It's not.
Yeah, it also caters for a different audience that hasn't got that much of a selection, which is always a good thing.
So after that, we had Toa and the Guardians of the Sacred Tree.
Which looked very much like Hades, but Chinese Japanese, East Asian mythology.
Sort of mythology. It looked co-op as well.
Yeah,
by looks of things. That's the one that's coming out in September 18th.
Yeah.
That's the one I was on about. After that
should be Axe of Blood.
Axe of Blood, which I thought was Axe of Blood.
It is, but it's not that axe.
Yeah, it's this. The cool thing about this is that it's a solo developer. It's one person who's made
one
this
person.
Game. If you liked Sifu,
you might like this.
This is probably going to be up your street.
It looks more brutal though.
Yeah, it's like they decided to take Sifu and the Raid.
Yeah.
And bash them together.
Yeah.
And that's what we got. And
you can literally just punt people through barriers, then fall off the edge
you
of
can
buildings.
just pick up any weapon and just anything is a weapon. You just whack them with it. It's just looks harsh.
Following that was another shock announcement.
We got a new Scott Pilgrim.
We have Scott Pilgrim EX. It doesn't look like it's going to be 4-player, which is a shame. Because
it's going to be at least
4-player. Yeah, it's going to be at least 2
Oh no, it includes 4-player drop-in, drop-out co-op.
Oh, so never mind, ignore me. Either way, it's going to be fun.
They just showed. I think they just showed off Scott and Ramona.
Yeah, and it is in the exact same art style as
the first one,
the first game,
so
which
like
is
8-bit.
So good. It looks so good. I just want them that, and also the person that did the soundtrack to the game
and Brian Lee O'Malley, who is the actual author of Scott Pilgrim, is also involved in the game. It looks fantastic, and I'm so happy that we're getting another one.
Mm-hmm. Following that was Scum, which was a Rust. It's a Rust. What feels like a Rust-like game-ish.
Yeah.
From
I would say that.
Base building, people can be assholes to you, so there you go. Following that was Mind's Eye.
Yeah.
Which also has a release date of June 10th.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be 100% honest.
I don't know what it is.
It's all that's this thing. It's like a Grand Theft Auto's like futuristic, but not.
No, that's the thing.
Yeah,
is it though?
Well, the thing is like what they've shown. It does feel like it's going to be an open world in a city.
But that's my point.
With
the only thing we've seen is like scripted stuff.
Yeah, but there's a lot of scripted stuff in it. So
is it an open world game or is it linear? I don't.
I think it is open world, but the open world is literally you going from one scripted thing to another scripted thing, which maybe not the best game design, but yeah, June 10th is Mind's Eye.
They did show off that Mads Mikkelsen is going to be in Hitman.
Yes. Also, Agent 47 is going to be in Mind's Eye as well.
Yes.
And also, there's the Hitman 007 mission in Hitman, which is cool. People are going, oh, you could play poker against him.
No. Why would I do that?
No, I'm going to find out which part of his route, or the poker table itself, if there's an accident I can cause, and that's what's going to happen. We had, after that was Lego Party, and whoever decided what we want is a Lego game like Mario Party. I want to go to them and punch them, because Mario Party is not a game; it is a test of friendship. It is the crucible of friendships, because if your friendship can survive that, your friendship is solid.
Yeah, true. We had Blighted. Oh, I missed one.
Yeah, Wildgate was not shown.
Oh, wait, hold on. Yeah, there we go. Wildgate. Wildgate is out on July 24th. Space Shenanigans extraction game from Blizzard founder Mike. My new studio seems quite promising. Lovely art. It looks like it's like a dungeon sort of runny thing where you blow up a ship, grab its stuff, and get out.
Yeah.
It's
like a spaceship extraction.
Yeah.
Which
but instead, by the looks of things, there's no PvP. It's like you, some friends, go in, do your stuff, and then get out and blow up the ship. Yeah, they didn't
anything look like actual PvP happening. But then again,
it could be PvP. It didn't look like it was PvP.
Yeah. Then there was Blighted.
Which is a co-op-y sort of Hades
roguelike.
The roguelike game, and other than that, I've got nothing for you.
The art style looks really good.
The art style looks good. It's made by the guys that did Guacamelee.
Yes.
But other than that, I got nothing for you. We had Ill. Yeah.
Yeah, this is another horror game.
This is right up my street.
This is literally if someone took Silent Hill and mashed it with Dead Space.
Yeah.
The monsters
were horrific.
Oh, they are bona fide nightmare fuel. And you can also, there were baby ones and you can punt them.
Yeah.
Although, to be honest, the most frightening thing was that guy in an armoured mechish type suit that just
shot the zombie and then started walking towards you. Oh no.
Oh god. I'm gonna get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, that looks really cool. Yeah. I'm gonna keep
the monster designs are very horrific.
Mecha Break.
Yeah, we have more details on Mecha Break.
It launches on July 1st.
Yeah.
So 1.0 comes out.
There followed that was Infinite Decibels, which is
Infinitesimals.
Oh, Infinitesimals.
Yeah.
Infinitesimals. For God's sake, why did you make that title?
That name is awful.
Think grounded but bugs.
Bugs.
Sci-fi but alien bugs.
Yeah, and sci-fi.
Yeah. So it's almost like you are literally bug sized, but you are alien bugs with intelligence, and you're making shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a interesting concept.
We got after that we had Capcom confirmed that they knew Resident Evil is coming. Now they got me here. I'm not gonna be ashamed to admit that they actually got me here because when they did this,
yeah.
I was like,
"Is that it?
That's all we're getting. We're not getting
Is that
it.
it?
Of course,
yeah.
That's all we're getting."
So they basically were saying thank you for 30 years and all that sort of stuff. You know, there is a new Resident Evil game coming. Don't worry. And then that was it.
When they said we'll show it off, I was thinking, oh, it's going to be the Game Awards is when we see it.
Following that was the Season 3 characters for Street Fighter 6,
which was a
very
funny trailer of Kenny Omega dressed as all the characters.
Yeah. Sagat is there.
Sagat. C. Viper's back.
C. Viper's back.
Ingrid.
Yeah, and
Alex.
Alex.
They're the four characters, which was cool. We got Last Flag.
Yeah,
which was basically just
it's a very Team Fortress style game.
Capture the flag game.
Basically, capture the flag.
5v5 shooter. Capture the flag, and that like if you know what capture the flag is, that's all you need to know.
Yeah.
We then got Wu-Tang: Rise of the Deceiver.
Oh yeah.
Which is I want to say 2.5D fighting game.
Oh, before then we had Wu-Tang Falling
Feathers.
Falling Feathers, yeah.
Yeah. That's not there.
No, but that was a very Souls Sekiro-ish like.
Actually, do you know what? It looked more like Wukong.
Yeah. Yeah, it did actually. Yeah.
Than thingy, because Wukong's not a Souls-like. It just gets lumped in there because like no one knows where to put it.
Yeah. Because no one does the action adventure anymore. Apparently. We had an update for Guild Wars 2.
Yes.
So there's new content coming out for that. Following that was it Mongil Star Drive?
Nope, not there.
Oh god.
I have no idea. I can't remember that one either.
I'm gonna kick myself when I realise. Anyway, following that was the Cyberpunk 2 Switch advert, which has been going on everywhere.
Yeah.
And then came a new, what we think is going to be a platformer, Into the Unwell.
Oh yeah.
Again, it's another one with that like old school cartoony
sort of
style look. Where you play this cat who has clearly been taken to hell for some reason.
Yep.
Clearly broke because he's paying with teeth.
It's clearly doing trials or do something
to get out
for the devil
to get out.
And it looks like it's a co-op as well because I saw other cats.
Yeah.
But that's not here either. I would have thought that would have been here.
I know. Then there was Splitgate.
Oh, here we are. It's at the fucking bottom. So Wu-Tang, Fallen Feathers.
Yeah.
Splitgate 2 CEO announced the Battle Royale.
Yes.
Which I think will absolutely kick the shit out of
Which came after
Apex.
Into the Unwell.
which came out after the Unknown World. Into the Unknown casts you as a down-on-his-luck outcast who has to battle his inner demons, literally, in its action roguelite. Some great animation on display here as Mesmer fans rise up, which is being published by Coffee Stain.
But go down. Mongol Star Drive.
We'll start a beta test on June 20th. There's an anonymous button daring you to become a Mongoler.
Okay.
Hold on. Fuck it.
After Splitgate 2, which is doing actually quite well, actually, Splitgate 2.
Oh, it's the gacha game.
That was it. Yeah, it's another gacha game. God damn it.
No wonder we didn't fucking remember it.
Yeah.
It's the one with the cats.
Yeah, it's the one with the cats. Yes. Okay. No. Yeah. Right, that makes sense. I saw the cat and went, oh no, I recognise that now. Following Splitgate 2 was Stranger Than Heaven.
Yeah. This was the game that we thought was the new Yakuza set.
Yes, it's very Yakuza coded. It's set in I think it was originally the game was going to be set in 1914, but now it's set in 1943. So anyone who knows their history will know that 1943 was the beginning of things starting to really bite for the Japanese in regards to like the war against the US. I think we already had Guadalcanal, and the Americans were slowly pushing their way into like in the Pacific towards Japan. I mean, they were still having successes like in the Chinese mainland and all that, but this was where it was starting to turn. I think we'd already had Midway, the Battle of Midway, which was literally a full scale flip of like the course of the war. Because I know I'm going on about this, but it's important because this is the tone of the game that's potentially going to get set. The Japanese fleet went from being dominant with plenty of aircraft carriers to barely having any. Yeah. But yeah, it looks cool. It is very Yakuza coded.
Yeah, it looks very Yakuza coded.
Very Yakuza coded. Like there are random dudes that will just fight you.
I will not be surprised if like the next Yakuza game looks like that. I reckon this is possibly a game that was meant to be a Yakuza game, but then they've turned it into something else because it's just
it's either too different or there's nothing connecting it to the Yakuza, and they can't figure a way to. Yeah. And then finally
the big one.
And I am more shocked about what is potentially going to happen in the game than the actual game being announced, because we knew it was coming. Resident Evil 9 Requiem.
They got me because I wasn't expecting it.
Yeah,
they did get me because of the Capcom thing before. I was like, all right, that's it. We're not getting anything else to do with Resident Evil. But then, the second the trailer showed up,
with the faces,
the facial features,
it was very. I was like, this is RE engine.
I was like, that's the RE engine. This is Capcom. Like, I can tell that engine from a mile away. Yeah, I know.
It's a bit
that
like
engine.
me with the Fox engine.
Yeah.
There's a like with the Fox engine. There's a way that it's like the motion in that is done in the Fox engine that you can tell. But with Resident Evil, it is clearly like the facial animations, the facial the people style that they look at, and he's like, this is the RE engine.
And so I was like, but we had the Resident Evil thing. Yeah. And then obviously we saw Raccoon City. Yeah. And it was like, this is Resident Evil.
So we saw Raccoon City. From the way it's been shown to us, it looks like we're going back to Raccoon City.
Yes.
Post nuclear bomb drop.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my god, what the hell is going to be there?
I am so fucking happy. Not only the other big thing that they announced for this is not only did they announce that there's a new game, that it's out in February.
I know. I'm like, what the hell? But then again, like, if you think about it, when was 4 remaster released?
Beginning of the year.
Yeah,
I think it was like February.
Last year.
Was it last year?
Yeah, it wasn't released this year. It was. I think it was released last year, 2024. We're in 2025 now.
That's true. That's true. 2023.
Oh my god!
That's when it was released.
So I'm thinking like that was the last one they released, wasn't it? They haven't released anything Resident Evil wise since 4.
Yeah. 4 was the last one.
So, yeah, it's been 2 years.
Yeah, it was released March 2023.
It's been 2 years.
It's been 2 years.
We're actually due a Resident Evil.
So it's been. Hang on. 8. Village.
Oh, you're looking at when Village was released.
2021 is when.
So when it releases, it'll have been 5 years.
Yeah, that's about right because I think it was about 5 years between 7 and 8, Village.
Yeah.
So.
Resident Evil 9 Requiem. It looks. I mean, graphically, it looks fantastic. We are obviously going to get zombies and all that, but one. They're doing the whole thing of like, yeah, these people are going to potentially not be connected to anyone that has ever been with Resident Evil before.
Yeah.
Which is, they do tend to do that, because they did that with 2, and then they did, well, no, because Claire was Chris's sister, so.
Yeah.
But like, Leon had no connection to anyone, and then, Village,
Biohazard had...
7.
7 had Ethan and Maria. The only person that had any connection was Chris, but he didn't show up till the very end.
Yeah, the DLC. Yeah, the very end of the DLC.
Yeah. And the DLC isn't canon. So.
Yeah. So yeah, it's like it looks like you're going to be playing as a FBI agent, and you're going back to I think Raccoon City, to a hotel.
Where your mom died.
And there's some sort of like you being held prisoner for some reason as well. So I'm looking forward to it.
I am absolutely...
I'm too much of a coward to actually potentially play it.
I am absolutely stoked. I can't wait.
It looks fantastic, and I hope it's as good as everyone hopes it is. And that was the that was the Summer Game Fest. I mean, there was Day of the Devs, but we didn't watch it because it was midnight.
Yeah, it was midnight.
So
there really wasn't anything.
There wasn't anything that shouted out to us that was going to be that we wanted to take a look at. Yeah. That doesn't mean there wasn't something surprising announced. We don't know. We haven't looked.
But yeah, that's everything.
And that was the Summer Games Fest. Like I said, nothing apart from Resident Evil 9. Which was like, oh my god, and like I said, it wasn't really the fact that it was in Resident Evil 9. It's where we're going. That's the oh my god, because storyline wise, Raccoon City gets nuked, and then that's it. There's been nothing about post nuke Raccoon City ever. Apart from maybe like Chris or
I think
Jill.
the movies have
yeah, but we don't count
not
them.
the live action ones, the animated ones.
Again,
I think they have mentioned Raccoon City.
But again, it's only like passing, and there's nothing like as like what like it's still derelict sort of thing. No one goes there sort of thing, from what I can remember. So it's going to be really interesting about what the hell is in Raccoon City.
Well, I am kind of hoping that we get the same situation as like Village, where basically we do end up getting somebody from the older games.
Yeah.
But I would like it to be Claire.
Claire Redfield.
Yeah, I would like to get Claire because we haven't had Claire since Code Veronica.
Yes.
She has not been in a game
since Code Veronica.
And Code Veronica was PS2.
Yes.
That's how many years.
It's been a while.
It's been a while since we've seen Claire not in a movie.
Yeah, I would like Claire as well. I would. Yeah, she's not in 6, is she?
Nope.
Yeah, that's weird. Anyway, yeah, it would be nice to see Claire. But again, I'm like, the thing that's like keeping me interested is like, what the hell are we gonna find in Raccoon City? Since clearly it's not gonna be nothing.
Oh yeah. Why? Number one, why exactly are we going back to Raccoon City? Because we're not just going back to investigate some woman's death. I know that sounds harsh for me to say that, but the place was nuked. You're not gonna find anything.
Ground Zero is literally a crater.
Like, you're not gonna find anything that hasn't either one is now incredibly radiated, so you can't touch it, or two, it's now just not there. Right? So there's got to be something else.
Yeah. I mean, the concept from the trailer that we saw is like people are starting to show up with this virus. Which, even though they dropped a nuke, there is a possibility that one zombie survived.
Also, we also know that T-virus has evolved, so this disease might be something different, but they have to go back to Raccoon City to possibly find a cure.
Yeah.
That might be part of it. There's just so much. No,
just get Jill Valentine. She has the cure in her.
That's true. I can't honestly wait. I want to get to the police station. What I'm generally hoping that we get the entirety of Raccoon City. Like, we end up going back to the mansion.
That would be really.
That would be so cool, because I know it wouldn't work and it would not make sense, but like part of me is like, have the mansion just untouched, like nothing's touched the mansion.
Yeah.
And it's just like it's now overrun with plants or something.
Do you know what? I think it is plausible for the mansion not to be undamaged, but still be like standing in a sense. Like they're like it's completely like ruined. Like there are no windows. There's no, but like the actual structure itself, if it's not in one piece, but it's still recognizable from the mansion from the first game. So like the layout is still there, the corridors are still in place. It's just like the walls are barely holding together, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Because apart from like, because if you notice the picture of Raccoon City they showed, where you could see Ground Zero, the nuclear blast zone.
Yeah.
And then as it went further out, you saw like some buildings you saw like the rubble, and then some buildings clearly building shapes, but not in one piece.
The police department is still standing.
Yeah.
It's
absolutely ruined.
Yeah.
And it is not in one piece. What I'm saying is it'll be like Raccoon. It'll be like the police department, but more intact because it's further away from the blast from Ground Zero. So it is possible that you'd be able to go to the mansion. It is possible.
I'd be down for that.
If I'm trying to actually remember the first game, isn't there like a self-destruct set off though?
They rebuild the mansion. That's in Resident Evil 5.
Oh yeah.
The mansion gets rebuilt.
That is very true. The Spencer mansion is rebuilt. Is it not? Yeah, it is rebuilt, but it's not rebuilt at Raccoon City.
I think it is.
Well, no, because
the DLC for 5 is set before 2.
No, it isn't. Because you've got to remember 2 is not set that long after
true.
1. Like it's only like a month, if
I'm pretty sure it's still in Raccoon City, the mansion.
I don't think it is. Anyway, but again, we will only find out when the game is released, probably.
Yeah, true.
I think, to be honest, I would not mind if Capcom did not announce anything else.
Let's be honest. If there's an evil corporation that's going to rebuild a mansion over a top secret lab that's next to a nuclear bomb site of a city, it's Umbrella.
Yes, that is very true.
So, like, there's no...
But Umbrella are no more, remember? Well...
They're supposed to be no more.
Yeah. There was probably remnant forces, they're like bloody Xeon. There's always a remnant force somewhere.
because 7 is Umbrella.
Yes.
It's not another company or anything like that. It's Umbrella.
Yes, but isn't like the whole connection to Umbrella is like the ship.
The ship is
run
runs
aground. Like
yeah.
it's not supposed to have happened where it did.
Yeah.
Anyway, and also they've been there for years after that. Anyway, but yeah, that was it.
Oh no, that's my point. Right, so the girlfriend,
Yeah,
she's an agent of Umbrella.
Oh, right.
She works for Umbrella.
Right. Yeah, yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
That's where I was going. Right. Anyway, yeah, but that's it. That was Summer Games Fest. That was our lovely chat. I do hope you've enjoyed it. I may try and get this back up and running on a routine basis. It just depends on
work
and
also,
time. And,
also it depends on like how depressing the gaming news can get.
Yeah.
Because we don't want to be talking about negative stuff all the time. It's not good. It's not healthy.
But yeah, we'll leave it there. And I do hope you've enjoyed this one. We'll catch you in the next one. Bye now.
Toodles.